I never imagined my quiet suburban neighborhood would turn into the center of a nightmare that would change my life forever. For years, I lived peacefully in my modest home, always paying my dues and following the HOA rules. But everything changed the day Karen became the president of our HOA. She was the type who measured grass height with a ruler, complained about the color of your curtains, and treated every homeowner like she ran a military base. My troubles with her began when I refused to repaint my perfectly fine mailbox simply because she didn't like the shade of black I used. She issued me fines, warnings, and even threatened legal action. I ignored her petty demands. I never expected her obsession to go so far. One night at around 2 a.m., I woke up to the smell of smoke. At first, I thought maybe my kitchen appliances malfunctioned. But within seconds, I realized the situation was far worse. Flames were crawling up the walls of my living room. I rushed outside barefoot, coughing, barely able to breathe. My entire house, the place where I built memories, stored my father's old belongings, and lived for a decade, was engulfed in fire. The firefighters arrived quickly, but the house was too far gone. Everything I owned was reduced to ashes within an hour. I felt like my world had collapsed. I had no idea what caused the fire, until the investigators showed me something that made my blood run cold. Behind my burnt garage, hidden near the fence, they found a discarded gas can and traces of accelerant. It was arson, deliberate, planned, and executed by someone who knew my property well. For days, I lived in a hotel, devastated and confused, until the detective assigned to my case visited me. "We have a suspect," he said. "Your HOA president, Karen." At first, I thought he was joking, but then he explained that a neighbor's security camera, which Karen didn't know about, had recorded her sneaking around my property late at night, holding a flashlight and carrying something heavy. The footage wasn't perfectly clear, but it was enough for an arrest. She was taken into custody and charged with arson. I thought the horror was over, but it was just beginning. 2 months later, I returned to work. I'm a paralegal in a small law office that handles everything from wills to property disputes. And guess who walked into our courtroom on the very first day I returned? Karen, the same woman who burned my house down. Stepping inside calmly as if nothing happened, my heart nearly stopped. She wasn't there as a defendant that day. She had been released on bail and was attending a hearing for another HOA dispute unrelated to my case. But the moment her eyes met mine, she froze. The confident, bossy woman who terrorized the neighborhood suddenly became pale. She quickly turned her face away, pretending not to recognize me, but I could see the fear in her eyes. For the first time, she looked powerless. And I wasn't done.